The Battle of Highway 55 at Campbellsville University today. The Lady Tigers and Tigers playing host to their rival from just up the road, the Lindsey Wilson College Blue Raiders. Matt Payton and the former Tiger Benji Kelly here with you today as we get set for this Mid-South Conference matchup. Benji, these two clubs squared off early in the year, and by early in the year, I mean before Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So here we are coming down the stretch run of this 2022-23 season, and here on the women's side, the third-ranked Lady Tigers go on the road. They get the win at Pikeville on Thursday evening, one of the few clubs in league play that was in action this week as it's travel partner week. And, of course, here at home, the rivalry game, you throw all the stuff that you think you know out the window, and the round ball gets rolled out, and it's going to be a dandy.
You know, each and every year, like you said, throw those records out. I don't care, you know, what they look like. Anytime you get these two teams together, it's going to be a battle. And, you know, that 18 miles kind of separates us on that, as you said, Highway 55. So we expect, you know, two good games here this afternoon. And, you know, both teams are, you know, especially here on the women's team, a little different look that, you know, what we normally see a Lindsey Wilson team. But you and I got a chance to see them earlier down in Florida, and they went down there, and, man, they beat two really good ball clubs. So this Lindsey Wilson team has the makings to come in here today and to knock off the number 3 team in the country.
Campbellsville got Thomas More here a week ago today, and Lindsey Wilson went to Crestview Hills, Kentucky, and pushed Thomas More to the limit. A 5-point win for the Saints that day. Lindsey Wilson trailed by 17 late, and went on a 16-0 run. Got themselves back in it. Kudos to Coach John Wethington's club for that performance. Of course, it stings a bit more when you can't quite get over the hump, and they love a signature win, and knocking off the Lady Tigers would be just that.
Absolutely, and you know, like you said, 18 miles away to kind of give you a little bragging rights. We went in there early this year, took care of business, and they're wanting to kind of come in here and do the same thing today. So we've got to bring our A game. Like you said, throw the records out. Anything can happen when this ball is thrown up here in about 7 or 8 minutes.
In that first meeting, the Lady Tigers pulled out a victory 87-64 over Lindsey Wilson College. Some of the numbers from that victory for Campbellsville: Caitlin Wilkes had 22 points. Courtney Pritchett had 17 for the Lady Tigers, and those two on Thursday night were tremendous for Campbellsville University. 23 points for Wilkes, 21 for Courtney Pritchett in the win over Pikeville, who's 21st in the country. They were on a 12-game winning streak. The Lady Tigers going to the Expo Center and pull out a win. And how about Courtney Pritchett, Benji? She is knocking on the door of the 1,000-point club, just 8 points away as we interplay here today.
Yeah, it's, you know, something special. I think we were talking off the air. This would be the 39th Lady Tiger to actually do that. It would be great for her to come out here this afternoon in the first quarter, go ahead and kind of get that monkey off your back. I won't say she'll press, because she's probably one of the most unselfish players that there is that we've seen come through this program. But what a tremendous testament to her hard work, her work ethic, just doing whatever the team needs. But to be able to, you know, to get into that 1,000-point club is something pretty special, something that she'll never forget. And at the end of the day, we need her to be really good on the offensive end for us to make a deep run.
And in case you are wondering, for those who have followed at home, it's still the old insoles.
Oh, it is. Absolutely. They're not. She basically told us before the game, why would I change?
Yeah.
So I get it.
She, if it's not broke, don't fix it, as they say, and all of the old adages that you can throw out there. She's kind of an old school, you know, workhorse when it comes to that. Her relentless and tireless effort. And that's one of the reasons why she earned the nickname Swiss early in her career here for the Lady Tigers. She can do it all. She can shoot it, pass it, rebound it. Here on the season, Benji averaging 4.5 rebounds, 4.5 assists per game at 10.5 points a game. And the field goal percentage numbers are just tremendous. 46 from the floor, 46 from deep, 82 from the line. She has been special in her time here at Campbellsville University, and still this season, and hopefully one more left for the Lady Tigers here, as Coach Ginger High-Colvin and John Wethington will exchange pleasantries out near midcourt. They are the best of friends, and they certainly look forward to this matchup. They were communicating a bit early in the week, and Coach John Wethington has done a tremendous job for 34 years at Lindsey Wilson College. Benji, 34 years, that's a long time.
That's a long time to be at one spot. Yeah, you're exactly right. I remember actually his brother coached the men's team when I played. So you had both Wethingtons there that were coaching. And, of course, that's been 30-some-odd years ago as well, so real early in his career. But he's always had a spectacular programs, been to many, national championships, and, just always a battle when these two teams get together.
Campbellsville and Lindsey Wilson coming up here in just a moment. The Lady Tigers and Blue Raiders squaring off here today in the Powell Center. All time, this will be meeting number 81. We'll step away, take a timeout, and come back and continue our pregame coverage. You're following the Lady Tigers on the Campbellsville University Sports Network.
Jason, let's go see your room.
No, that's not right. How is it? Is it good?
What if you could feel in control of your retirement in just a few clicks? At aceyourretirement.org, you can. Start with a free 3-minute chat with Avo, your friendly digital retirement coach. Just answer some simple questions like, how do you feel about your ability to save for retirement? Or in how many years do you want to retire? To get free action items customized just for you, get your retirement back on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Last week, Brandon met a girl on a dating app. One day after work, he finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being too pushy? Maybe it was too...
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving. I would love to go on a date. How does tonight sound?
Brandon tried to play it cool, but inside he knew. A girl so smart, so responsible. She must be a keeper.
Game day in the Powell. Matt Payton and Benji Kelly, the Hall of Famer, here with you today as the Lady Tigers will start our Mid-South Conference doubleheader against the Blue Raiders here of Lindsey Wilson College. Campbellsville University brings a 22-1 record in today's ball game. They are 16-1 in league play. The Blue Raiders 10-13 on the season, 4-13 in league play, and that just goes to show you how tough the Mid-South Conference can be. Benji Kelly, the Blue Raiders perfect in non-conference play this season. All of their losses have come within the league, and man, it's just a tough league. It's a real grind, and you just kind of have to stay afloat and survive at times. And they've been nicked up with a lot of injuries.
I started to say, the injury bug has kind of got them a little bit. I know that Sydney Hall's out. She's been averaging 8 points. And Gomez is out as well. So, yeah, you always hate that. I know Campbellsville was fortunate the other night when we went down and Stamper was out for Pikeville. So it's a long season, and this Mid-South Conference, from top to bottom, it's just grueling. I mean, the physicality of it, not only in the women's game but on the men's game as well. You've got to have a few breaks at times and to not go through the injury bug. You look at on the men's side, Campbellsville, we've had some injuries this year, and that's kind of hurt us a little bit. But good crowd here that's assembling here. Obviously this rival game should be a good one here.
There's a stat on the Lady Tigers, a piece of information that I have held in my back pocket, and I won't say it until it doesn't matter, and that may be after the last game of the season. But it's one of those jinx types of things,
yeah.
and I'm going to let it ride
Sure.
In terms of like injuries and consistency
Yeah,
and things like that with the Lady Tigers here this season. So we'll let that go. You don't kind of that broadcaster's jinx. You got to be careful. You don't want to mention if they're perfect at the free throw line, you let that thing ride until they miss one. As we get set for our national anthem and opening prayer here, Molly Boyle, the sister of Maddie Boyle, is going to handle the anthem. So we'll keep it right here, and Trent Creason will have our opening prayer in the Powell Athletic Center. So we'll leave the mics hot here and get as much audio as we can as we get set for tip-off here in just a moment between the Campbellsville University Lady Tigers and Lindsey Wilson Blue Raiders. Good job, girl. You know, Benji, there's I'm well short. I'm a little short in eligibility. I'm well short in ability and skill, but something about that Molly Boyle national anthem wants you to get out there and put the uniform on and help out.
Let's play some ball. Come on. Even the ref turned around and said, that was a great job.
I mean, she does amazing. She does. We've had Dr. Hopkins has done it once or twice. He does a terrific job. We are certainly blessed with some gifted folks. Molly, the sister of Maddie Boyle, a nursing student here at Campbellsville University, as well as the starting lineup just announced for Coach John B. Wethington's club. We'll get to the Blue Raider starters in a moment. Let's start with the Lady Tigers for those looking for the visual, as Campbellsville University and Lindsey Wilson College coming your way in just a moment. The starting five presented by Thrivent and Quentin Ford. The third-ranked Lady Tigers head coach Ginger High called in her 16th year today. She sends out Bailey Pettigo, 5'7", a junior guard from Glasgow, Kentucky. Lauren Lave, 5'7", a sophomore guard from Liberty, Kentucky. Maddie Boyle and a contingent from Texas here today. We'll get to that later. 5'6", the junior guard from Milledgeville, Kentucky. Courtney, a redshirt junior forward from Byrdstown, Tennessee. And rounding out the five for the Lady Tigers in the middle, it's Kit Kat Caitlin Wilkes, 6'2", the junior forward from Stanford, Kentucky. The Lady Tigers assisted by Miranda Denny and Brett Sowell. For Lindsey Wilson College, John Wethington in his 34th year, assisted by former Blue Raiders Taryn Duncan and Kiara Pankins. They send out Jordan Stevens, 5'7", a junior guard from Russell Springs, Kentucky. Alira Barbie, 5'11", a freshman forward from Franklin, Kentucky. Amelia Hodges, 5'6", a sophomore guard from Bardstown, Kentucky. Malia Oldham, 5'11", a senior forward from Lebanon, Tennessee. And Lucy Patterson rounds out the five for the Blue Raiders, 5'9", a sophomore forward from Bowling Green, Kentucky. Campbellsville today in the home whites with the script Campbellsville in maroon across the chest, maroon numerals, LTB on the breeches for the Lady Tigers. As Wilkes will head to the circle. For Lindsey Wilson College, Lindsey Wilson in white on the royal blue uniforms, sandwiching the numeral. Right to left for those following along on radio for Campbellsville University. For the Blue Raiders, left to right. Thanks for joining us today, whether that's on 88.7 The Tiger, any of our video streaming platforms, as well as local cable. Ball in the air, and the toss controlled by Lindsey Wilson College. Hodges with it for the Blue Raiders, and we are underway in the Battle of Highway 55 on the women's side. Stevens leaves it with Hodges, pressured here by Boyle. She'll drive in and up and down. We're going to go to the arrow here. Double thumbs. Was that Wilkes or somebody got a hand on that?
Lauren Lee got in there and got the hand on it, and good start for the Lady Tigers. Just as good as a turnover there.
So an early, we'll say, takeaway for Campbellsville. Lauren Lee off the right wing, bounces out front to Maddie Boyle between the circles. Here's Pettigo now. Right side, Boyle. Out to Pritchett off the wing. Lee bounces into the corner. Pettigo drives inline. Now Lee just inside the free throw line from the Mid-South logo. Hits the little floater with the right hand, and the Lady Tigers with the first score of the ball game.
Yeah, I thought Lauren actually had a shot earlier. She passed it up at that time, got a better shot, so good execution of the Lady Tigers.
Stevens needs some help here as Boyle's in the hip pocket. She'll find Hodges out front. Hodges leaves it with Lucy Patterson, who has really played well in her sophomore season for Coach Wedington and company. Boyle spills to the ground. Oldham drives in. Boyle goes down again, and Maddie Boyle, she went to the deck twice there. So that'll be the first on Maddie Boyle. First on the Lady Tigers. And Malia Oldham will go to the free throw line, 68.5% on the season for the senior forward. Blue Raiders plucked her out of Cumberland University territory several years back.
We saw her earlier down in Florida at that classic that we played in, and she pretty much dominated those two games for Lindsey Wilson. So
Oldham hits both free throws here. We're tied at 2. Quickly ahead, the Lady Tigers with it. Boyle off the right wing, gets the Wilkes screen. And now some room working against Hodges. Avoids the defender, and Maddie Boyle gets the layup for the Lady Tigers. 4-2 your score.
Yeah, good job there coming off that screen. She kind of hesitated, but the lane opened up for her. So
right side, Patterson. Pressured here by Boyle. Gets around her, back out to Stevens. Ball deflected, knocked away, and taken in by Pritchett. Boyle kept it alive as it was deflected. She knocked it free from Barbie. Pritchett needs help on the inline. Lee from 10 feet, no good. Ball batted around and taken in by Bailey Pettigo. 2 defenders with her. She'll bounce out front to Boyle. Now Lee driving in, kicking out, right side triple. Around and out, no good for Pritchett. And the ball is saved in bounds by Jordan Stevens. Here comes Lindsey Wilson. Patterson in the middle, some contact with Pritchett, no call. Boyle gets the rebound. We're going to go back to the arrow here as she's tied up by Oldham, and it'll go to Lindsey Wilson College with 2:03 gone by in the first quarter. Four to 2, Campbellsville the advantage. Hodges to pitch it in. Looking for Patterson, really no passing lane. Unfortunately for Campbellsville, Pritchett and Boyle kind of came together, and the ball got knocked right back out of bounds before Boyle could grab it.
Yeah, they both had the same idea there, Matt, and just kind of fumbled it out of bounds there. But
pitch it in long here to Lucy Patterson, the Warren East High School product. Patterson averaging close to a double-double this year. Oldham works left side of the lane, gets around Lauren Lee. Shot up, it's no good. Pinballs around, and Pettigo collides with Stevens underneath, and I believe we're going to have a foul called on Bailey Pettigo. That's a tough one there.
Yeah, it is, but the ball, I think Maddie was blocking out there and didn't have an opportunity to release and go get it, and Pettigo thought she was going to get it, and as a result, she got in there and committed that foul.
Hodges to trigger it in. Out deep to Oldham. 4-2, Campbellsville holding on to this 2-point advantage here. Lindsey Wilson looking for a shot on the offensive end. Stevens nearly has it taken away. Lauren Lee forces her to give it up to Oldham. Now Hodges back to Oldham straight away. 3 on the way is good for Malia Oldham.
Yeah, she's a good player, averaging almost 12 points a game.
And here, ball knocked out of bounds as Lauren Lee goes to the ground. We're going to get a quick substitution as Elizabeth Bertram will check in for Lauren Lee here. And we are also going to see Maddie Nally. And Benji, Maddie Nally is really starting to carve out some more minutes for herself, especially on the defensive end. I don't know if you got to hear Coach
I did not.
Colvin's comments after the game, but talking about Maddie's mid-range shot, really wants her to shoot it and be a little more assertive on the offensive end with open looks. Pettigo bounces. We'll get to the information on Bertram and Nally in a moment. Pritchett at the elbow. Inside, she will go to Wilkes, who missed the shot. Wilkes maybe a little off balance when she let that go. Here's Oldham the other way. Now Patterson works right side of the lane. Needs some help as she's picked up her dribble. Stevens has it. They want a trap. They're going to say Stevens stepped out of bounds right near the Lady Tiger bench.
Yeah, great defense. Yeah, great defense there by Bertram to kind of get out in that passing lane. As a result, she had to take another half step and got on the offensive line. But getting back to Nally, you're right. Nally is a great player. She just needs to have a little bit more confidence in herself, and she could be exceptional at this level.
Pritchett inside, feeds Wilkes, goes up and one for Caitlin Wilkes. She gets the finish. Courtney Pritchett the foul.
Speaking of exceptional, Caitlin Wilkes down there on the block. So efficient down there. I think, what was she, 9 of 11 at Pikeville? Yep. So who was that?
Foul was on Barbie. That's her first on the Blue Raiders. Wilkes' free throw toss is beautiful, and the Lady Tigers up by 2 here, 7-5 on the three-point trip. I mentioned Maddie Nally, the 6'2 sophomore forward from Louisville, Kentucky. Also in Elizabeth Bertram, 5'6", the sophomore guard from Glasgow, Kentucky. Long pass ahead. They find Patterson, who completes
that's a heck of a pass.
Trip in the paint.
That's a heck of a pass against the zone, diagonal and across.
Diamond Bryant in for Lindsey Wilson. She'll defend Bertram. Bertram drives, shot no good. Wilkes plucks it out of the air, and she's fouled underneath. And this, I believe, will be on Barbie or Patterson maybe. That's on Patterson. That's on Lucy Patterson. Her first, second on the Blue Raiders. Diamond Bryant, a 5'7" junior guard from Clarksville, Tennessee. 7-7. Nally out front to Pritchett. Bertram back to Nally. Inside. She will go to Wilkes. Missed the shot. Caitlin Wilkes hits that in her sleep.
Yeah, I think she mishandled the pass there, and it did not quite get her hands where she needed to get up a good shot.
Bryant in a bit of trouble and may have lost the basketball, and it goes out of bounds. Diamond Bryant gets rushed a bit and misplays it. Jordan Stevens going to check back in for Lindsey Wilson. Kayla Luby will enter the lineup for the Lady Tigers, 6'2" junior forward from B, Nebraska. We'll also see Sarah Sutton, 5'10" junior forward from Scottsville, Kentucky, as we are tied at 7. The lone Lady Tigers starter yet to get a breather in this one is Bailey Pettigo, who runs the point. At least while Lauren Lee's out of the lineup, she'll run the point. Luby has it out front. Right side, Bertram, wide open. Southpaw's three is short. Luby tried to grab it, and Barbie also made a play on it, Benji. I think if Alira Barbie stays away, it's going to end up being Blue Raider basketball.
You're exactly right. Campbellsville a chance out of bounds play here.
5:37 to play in the first quarter. Circling here, Bertram will come back to the middle. Stops now, needs some help. She's in the paint, going to have to get out of there. Bertram, Nally, right side, Sutton. 4 to shoot here. Pettigo working against Hodges. Going to have to throw one up. Does. It's no good, and that's going to be a shot clock violation there on the Lady Tigers, as really nothing presenting itself offensively that trip. Lauren Lee back in. John Wethington politicking down
He's
there.
working on something. I mean, it's a shot clock violation, so I don't know what he was talking about, but anyhow.
I love watching him coach. I've
too.
heard him with some real zingers over the years in the conference and national tournaments whenever I've just been around watching. Driving in is Bryant. That pass deflected, stolen away. Bertram had it. Now Lee, who checked back in for Pettigo. Lee wanted to hand it off to Nally, who vacated. Nally started to come to the top, and Lauren Lee lost the handle. This brings us to a media stoppage. We're tied at 7, 4:52 to play in the first quarter. You're following the Lady Tigers on the Campbellsville University Sports Network.
When I got the opportunity to get her, there wasn't no choice. I told myself, I'm going to take custody of my daughter. It's my baby. That's what we're supposed to do as men. Take care of our home, build a foundation, you know what I'm saying? Love, our money. She's my purpose. I'm here to walk with her, hold her hand until she can walk alone. Ain't nothing like being a father in this world.
Tied at 7, the Lady Tigers and Blue Raiders here. Matt Payton, Benji Kelly, Donna Wise Court in the Powell Athletic Center, Campbellsville University. Be on the defensive end as we get back, but earlier it was Caitlin Wilkes with an and one to help CU's offense. She would complete that trip. And here as we get set to return to play, you've got 4/5 of the starting lineup off the floor. Elizabeth Bertram busted that knee up. You can see, Benji, you got a good look at it there. That kneecap on that left leg kind of got busted up at Pikeville. I think she may have broken it open at trying to scab over a little bit. You ever have that? You try to scab them, get them scabbed over, and you play a game, and
they unscab
every time. You bust them
I'd actually get them diving on the floor on your hips sometimes. Call them strawberries, almost like playing baseball. But they're
back to play here. Bertram, a deflection. Can she grab it? She's fouled. Hodges reached out and fouled Bertram there.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, Elizabeth Bertram, she is just so active on the defensive end. We saw that at the Thomas More game. Just got in there and just really locked down her opponents. And so when it's clicking on the defensive end for Elizabeth Bertram.
And they're going to call Nally here for steps.
I didn't see that.
So Lindsey Wilson will get it back, closing in on 4.5 minutes to play here.
Campbell's are already with 4 turnovers in this game.
Well, they turned it over a little bit early against Pikeville, too. And that's one thing that they have not done this season at all, really. And here a foul as Stevens on the drive. It's on Bertram. 3 on the Lady Tigers as a team as Burt picks up her first. Olivia Perry into the lineup for Coach Wethington, 6-foot senior forward from Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Hodges with 11 to shoot, finds Stevens. Baseline jumper from 8 feet is good for Jordan Stevens. Lindsey Wilson back up by 2 here. Lauren Lee out front. Sutton, 3 on the way. Bang! Sarah Sutton at Edward Jones 3. Malia Oldham had the hand down, and Sarah Sutton cashed in the triple.
Yeah, it's one of those things when she gets here in the Powell, Matt, she's such a deadly shooter, and I know she didn't play much at Pikeville, but good start for her this evening.
Here's a jumper off the painted area by Patterson. She banks it in this Saturday afternoon.
Wow.
11 to 10. Lindsey Wilson back up by a point off the Edward Jones 3 a moment ago. The Lady Tigers grab the lead. Lindsey gets it right back. Lauren Lee off the screen from Luby into the middle. Needs some help. Right side, Bertram. 3 on the way. Bang! Elizabeth Bertram back-to-back triples.
There we go. 2 good looks there by the Lady Tigers. Bertram and Sutton build this thing. Let's get a stop here, Lady Tigers.
13 to 11 the score. Hodges goes right side. That is Stevens who catches. Out front, Hodges again into the middle, working right side of the lane now. Throws up an off-balance shot, no good. Patterson the rebound. She's a really good rebounder is Lucy Patterson. Lindsey Wilson will keep it alive here. And Nally gets a hand on that one, or maybe a leg. Maddie Nally the other way. And shot up good. And 1 for Maddie Nally.
There we go, Maddie Nally. Way to be aggressive on the defensive end and rewarded on the offensive end.
Well, that's what she can do, that long frame, that 6'2" frame.
You know, we were talking about it in the offseason this past year when Maddie actually stayed and worked a little bit, and Ginger said, don't be surprised if I don't put her out top on that zone, just with her long wingspan, and that right there, it paid off for this Lady Tiger team.
That foul on Jordan Stevens, her first. 4 on Lindsey Wilson. Maddie Nally hits the free throw. Her folks, Joe and Linda, on that far side.
Good crowd here this afternoon,
nice
Matt.
Crowd.
Yeah.
16 to 11. The Lady Tigers lead by 5. I believe their largest lead. You had 3 straight 3-point trips for Campbellsville. A couple of Edward Jones payouts as Bertram gets the rebound on the missed shot. Finds Lauren Lee. Let's see if they can make it 4 straight. Lee to Sutton. Left side triple. You betcha. Bang! Sarah Sutton again. And Coach John B. Wethington wants a timeout as the Lady Tigers extend. It's a 19 to 11 advantage. That is 4 straight trips to the offensive end where Campbellsville has cashed in 3 points. Benji Kelly, that is a rarity, but you get 3 threes, the and 1 by Maddie Nally, and 12 quick ones for Campbellsville.
It just shows you how deadly the Lady Tiger team can be on the offensive end. We've seen it 3 or 4 times this year. Early against Bethel, where Campbellsville, as we're seeing here, the Sutton 3. They can go that way in spurts, Matt, and it's so fun to watch.
Campbellsville, I like the term, they can gap you quick.
Oh, quickly.
And you look down, and all of a sudden you go
What
quiet
just
a couple of it was 7-7.
Yeah.
At that media stoppage around
Actually,
5 minutes or
11 to 10 at one point, yeah.
But, and then 11 to 10.
Yeah.
So Campbellsville with 9 straight, but out of that media timeout, they have gotten hot here. New player into the lineup for Coach Wethington is Julia Balt, 5'6" sophomore guard from Russell Springs, Kentucky. Hodges to Balt at the free throw line. Patterson with a ball fake, chased away. Driving in as Hodges needs help, leaves it with Patterson into the middle, over Lee. Shot no good. Ball batted by Lee, taken by Luby, and Bertram will have to just grab it and hold on for a moment. Now Lee sprints ahead, right side of the lane between defenders. Shot no good. Bertram the rebound, throws it back up. That won't go. And finally, Lucy Patterson is able to grab it for the Blue Raiders. Long ahead. Balt works around Sutton, bounces to Barbie, knocked away. Ball is loose.
Sarah.
Oh, man, Barbie just took a knee to the chin. And here, Sutton on the ground. I hope Valera Barbie is okay. That was Nally, I believe, dove in when the ball was free. Campbellsville the turnover. Nally. And this pass picked off. Right idea, just didn't get it over the top of Oldham. Still trying to keep an eye on Barbie. She took a shot. Left side, Oldham backs away as Nally will kind of chase out after her. Short corner, Patterson cutting his Barbie. Turnaround shot, no good. Luby may have gotten a hand on that. Rebound to Bertram, and here comes Campbellsville again. 60 seconds to play in the quarter. Trailer is Sutton. Bertram will work left side. Nearly lost the handle and may have it. Could have also been blocked as the Blue Raiders come up with another stop here. So that timeout by Coach Wethington has at least led to a few stops by his defense. Patterson. Now Balt, 12 to shoot. Bounces, Hodges. Little baseline shot is no good. Patterson gets the rebound and sticks that one back through. Less than 30 seconds to play in the period. Shot clock is off. 19 to 13. Campbellsville the lead. Lauren Lee in the logo. 15 now.
Sutton or Bertram?
Either or. Luby. Lee back. Looking out. There it is. Bertram, 3. That is no good. Rebound. Ooh, ping-ponged around a bit. And Patterson will grab it, and that's where the buzzer will bark to conclude period number 1. After 10 minutes, the Lady Tigers with a 6-point advantage, 19 to 13. You're following Lady Tiger basketball on the Campbellsville University Sports Network.
The family's visit to the forest inspired a beautiful question. Mother, mother, am I a tree? You tell me to stand tall. You tell me to stay rooted. I think I am a tree. My child, of course you are. But what kind of tree will you be? The kind to hug or the kind to climb? Doesn't matter which you choose, so long as you choose to be a tree that's kind.
Make the forest part of your story at a park near you. Find one at discovertheforest.org.
13, the Lady Tigers with a 6-point advantage as we head to the second quarter. Matt Payton and Benji Kelly here with you courtside at the POW, and Campbellsville University sends their starting group back out there to begin this second period, Benji. But how about the bench of the Lady Tigers? Bertram, Sutton getting it done for CU.
Yeah, they have been deadly pretty much all year long. I know Sutton's been on a streak shooting close to 50%, but what about the play of Elizabeth Bertram? I think each game she continues to get more confident in her abilities, and when you got a twosome like that can come off the bench and shoot the ball like they do, but also play defense, this Campbellsville team can make a deep run. Campbellsville
back in action. I'm having a conversation with Presto Sports as we speak. Maddie Boyle. The hyperlink or the link on the Lady Tigers stats page not working. I'll tell you what is working, and that's Swiss to Kit Kat. Yep. Courtney Pritchett for the second time today finds Wilkes inside.
How many times have we seen that this year? Pritchett to Wilkes for a nice little easy layup.
Inside, that is Balt finding Oldham, who backs away. Hodges pressured by Lee, lost the handle, it's free. And picking it up now is Pritchett. The Lady Tigers back the other way. 21-13, an 8-point Campbellsville lead. Pedigo, the Blue Sea kind of parted momentarily. She crashes in to Stevens and Moreno, who just checked in. Carla Moreno started the game in Colombia earlier this year, the 6-foot freshman forward from Barcelona, Spain. Picks up the foul here, first on her.
Yeah, Pedigo a chance to go to the free throw line, 77% free throw shooter on the year. The 5'7" junior from Glasgow, Kentucky, Barron County. I see Ivan over there. Has he got the boot on today, or is it off?
I don't know.
I asked him after the Thomas More game if he had any eligibility. We needed, we always could have a field goal competition.
There you go.
He said he was good, though.
Well, iron leg Ivan. Free throw number 2, good. It's a 10-point lead as Pedigo heads to the line and hits a pair there. 23-13. Oldham. And now across. Oldham back right side. Stevens is in some traffic, needs help. Wilkes set that up, then Pritchett gets the steal as Wilkes was there all over Stevens. Lee the other way, hesitates, little contact, gets the finish anyhow.
What a pass by Maddie Boyle there here at midcourt. Hit a cutting Lauren Lee. I knew it was there, but she took advantage of it. An easy layup for Lady Tigers.
Oldham left side, driving on the inline as Patterson needs some help herself. Wilkes knocks it away. We've got a kick ball on Wilkes, the Lady Tiger post.
Campbellsville 44% or 47% from the field right now. Lindsey Wilson 5 of 12 at 41%.
Hodges long out to Oldham here. 25-13. The Lady Tigers quite a run over the last little bit. Lindsey Wilson led 11-10. Campbellsville has scored 15 of the last 17 in this ball game. Oldham wide open. That 3 on the right side, no good. Barbie jumps up over Lee to grab the rebound. Her putback is an air ball, and Maddie Boyle takes it in. Here comes Pritchett for CU. Has Lee. Lee inside. Pedigo left side. Goes up. Reverse. Shot is good for BP.
Yeah, nice little way to use the goal there to kind of make the defender make a decision. What side am I going to go on? And nice little reverse layup. Good transition there by the Lady Tigers.
27-13. Patterson on over to Stevens. Hodges holds it and comes through. Now picks up her dribble. Back to Barbie in the corner. She'll take the pull-up from 14 feet. No good. Wilkes chases it down. Oh, does she? Hold on, Kate. Falls out of bounds, and Courtney Pritchett will come over and help her up there. Nice hustle by Wilkes. You know, Pritchett and Wilkes, I haven't seen a chemistry, a tandem like that since the Outsiders back in WCW. Scott Hall and Kevin Nash, Benji. That's
it's a dynamic
duo.
That should be at 20.
27-13. Coach was giving me a hard way to go Wednesday on the bus. I was tuned into the wrestling. I can't miss it. Clark has ruined me on that. Got me back into it. Back to play here. Stevens, right side. Hodges bluffs it as Bree Gowdy checks in for CU. Oldham, she comes through and off the left side of the lane, kisses one in off glass over the top of Wilkes. Pritchett to the trailer. Pedigo right down the right side of the lane with the right hand, and Bailey Pedigo gets 2 more for Campbellsville.
Yeah, the way to be aggressive there, Bailey Pedigo, and that's something that Coach Colvin's really stressed with Bailey. It's okay to be aggressive on that offensive end, and she's doing it well now.
Mentioned Bree Gowdy a moment ago, 5'5" freshman guard from right here in Campbellsville. Bryant to Oldham, left side now. That is Hodges at the elbow. Passes on the shot, sends it out to Oldham. Hers goes around and out. Wilkes another rebound for Campbellsville. Bree Gowdy will push. Gowdy, the lone non-starter in the lineup for the moment. Lauren Lee out. Pedigo left wing. Pritchett set the screen, and Stevens did a nice job to read that. She poked it away before Wilkes could get her hands on it. Hodges to the trailer, Oldham. Boyle gives chase, back to Hodges. Oldham again, 29-15, Campbellsville by 14. Inside, Barbie couldn't handle it cleanly. I don't know if she lost it or if Pritchett knocked it away. The outcome is a Campbellsville possession. Left side, Pritchett, jab step. Now Pritchett, left side,
nice.
feeds through. She gets the bucket, does Caitlin Wilkes, and the bounce to Bailey Pettigo.
Yeah, and that's all set up by those last two possessions for Bailey going to the for a layup. Defenders kind of came over, and a nice little bounce pass to Wilkes.
Bryant.
Heads up play there.
Out top, Hodges. And here at the free throw line, turnaround jumper for Barbie is good. Alira Barbie, Franklin Simpson High School product, sinks that one. Campbellsville by 14 here. 5:25 to play the first half. Bree Gowdy out front. Pritchett on the end line. Now Pettigo. Right side, Boyle, wide open, three on the way. Bang, Maddie Boyle from the right side with an Edward Jones three.
Yeah, nice skip pass there by the Lady Tigers. Maddie was able to just kind of step right into it, drain that three.
Campbellsville has Lindsey Wilson doubled up here, Benji, 34-17. Left side, Stevens. Forced out wide by Pritchett. Now they skip it. Hodges finds Oldham. Three, good for Malia Oldham.
Malia Oldham, she is one heck of a player. Really like her game.
Left side, Pettigo. Bounces to Pritchett. Looking back door, not there. Boyle with Hodges defending. Pritchett wants Wilkes. They take it away. Gowdy open three. That is no good. Wilkes couldn't quite get to that rebound. It was taken in by Stevens. Hodges long for Bryant, who has to run it down in the short corner. Bryant has it. She's open three. Good for Diamond Bryant. And Campbellsville sees Lindsey Wilson draw a bit closer here.
Yeah, back-to-back threes for Lindsey Wilson. That one just Campbellsville to get back in transition defense.
And this one's stolen. Oldham lost the handle briefly after she took away the long pass. We're going to get a line change for the Lady Tigers as Wilkes fouls a diving Barbie who was cutting to the lane. That'll be the first on Wilkes. First on Campbellsville. And this brings us to a media stoppage with 3:51 to play in the first half. Campbellsville leads 34-23. You're following the Lady Tigers on the Campbellsville University Sports Network.
If you love them enough to relearn math so you can teach them math, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
(34-23). Who gave that man a gun?
I started to say, my goodness.
Brandon Lake's out here with a gun. You know, I got to tell this story.
A T-shirt gun. Let's clarify.
Yeah. I got to tell this story on Brandon Lakes. He had that at I don't know if it was a chapel service or some type of special event in Ransdell Chapel.
Yeah.
And he shot that T-shirt gun, and he actually hit like a 3-month-old baby.
Oh.
Yeah. So
not good.
We may have to look into his license
credentials.
For that thing. We'll have to. Where's Kyle Davis at? We'll have to check on that. But firing off a few T-shirts here in the PAL. 34-23. Campbellsville with the advantage. As I know that feeling, bud. Hodges the official said, "I'm going to quit talking every time I open my mouth. It's wrong. Like,
I get in trouble."
I'm not going to say what he said. I don't want to get him in trouble, but I agree. Hodges to Stevens. Campbellsville in that extended zone here. Hodges for three. Lindsey Wilson had hit a few of those the last couple of trips. They come up empty here as the ball goes out of bounds and Lady Tigers get it back. They brought in 5 new players to Campbellsville. Lauren Lee, the only starter now out on the floor for CU. Sutton holds it out deep on the right side. Nally straight away, left side Lee. Bertram off the screen, open three out top. That is not going to cut it as it was short off the left front side of the rim. Hodges Out to Patterson. Hodges again. Well, there is Kyle Davis.
I was starting to say, I saw him here earlier.
Right wing Hodges. Long pass left side. 2 Blue Raiders there. And Bryant catches and just hands it to Stevens. At the elbow, now out straight away. Hodges for 3. That is good for Amelia Hodges. And the Bethlehem product with a couple of made threes here. Sutton. Now Bertram. Lindsey Wilson has scored the last 9. Sutton for 3. That is short. Lindsey Wilson has gotten hot from deep. The Lady Tigers have went cold offensively. Stevens circles back out. Less than 2.5 minutes to play in the first half. Stevens inside. Rips through. Shot no good. Ball is knocked around. Perry comes out of there with it. And Bertram from the backside, I believe, going to pick up the foul call here. As that will be the second on Elizabeth Bertram, second on the Lady Tigers. And we'll have changes here as these two teams each send arguably their most important piece back out onto the floor, with Campbellsville sending Courtney Pritchett back in and Malia Oldham for Lindsey Wilson College. Perry with free throws. Olivia Perry, the transfer. 75% on the season. I don't have it on the call sheet. I think Perry may have started her career at UT Martin or something like that and then transferred up to Lindsey Wilson. Free throw good there for Perry. 34-27 the score. Maddie Nally out top. Pass knocked away. She wanted Sutton. Ball goes out of bounds. Bailey Pettigo going to check back in here as well. Pettigo, Pritchett, Luby in the front court. Sutton and Lee will bring Campbellsville to the offensive end here. Pritchett bluffs this pass. Lee right wing. Pritchett on the inline. Ball fake. Drives. Has it knocked away. It's loose. It goes out of play. Last touched by Sutton. And the Lady Tigers have not had many.
No, they haven't.
These last
and then, of course, you compound that with Lindsey Wilson. They've knocked down these 3 threes, and they've cut this thing to a 7-point lead when it was up there double digits. So credit the Lady Blue Raiders for fighting and getting back in this thing.
Right side, Stevens holds it with Lee there to defend. Out front, Oldham flashes, has it. Left side, now Patterson. Excuse me, that is Bryant. Stevens wants to drive in line, goes reverse, and that is no good. Couldn't quite get it up high enough. Pettigo going to go long, gets it to Lee, goes up, shot no good. Lauren Lee is fouled here by Diamond Bryant, and she will go to the free throw line. Lady Tigers back in action on Thursday. They'll make the trip to Portsmouth, Ohio to take on Shawnee State. And after today, Benji, just 4 games left in the regular season. These things are ticking away quickly.
2 weeks from today, the season regular season ends.
Lee gets the first free throw. The Lady Tigers will have senior day here at the Powell against Georgetown next.
A week from Thursday.
A week from Thursday, yeah. As Lee gets the second free throw. That breaks a long scoreless stretch for the Lady Tigers. They were stuck on 34 for quite a while. Hodges lost the handle as she went behind the back, but she's able to run it down. Patterson bounces to Oldham. Wants to work against Pritchett. Nice defense there by Swiss. Oldham needs some help as she's picked up her dribble. 6 to shoot. Stevens off the screen. Hodges, 2 seconds, going to have to throw it up. And between defenders, almost got that to go down. It was not a good look, but she didn't really have much of a choice. Pettigo inside now, kind of pulls it back out between the circles. The Lady Tigers will set it up. Lee off the left wing. Luby and Perry crash together, no call. Sutton open, 3 on the way. That is short. Rebound is batted up by Luby. Pritchett shovels it to Lee, hesitates, and she's fouled by Perry with 15.4 remaining in the half.
Yeah, it's a good offensive rebound there for the Lady Tigers, and Lauren Lee a chance here to go to the free throw line. Get this thing into double digits. Campbellsville, extending that lead back out, but two good offensive possessions there for the Lady Tigers. Lauren Lee, she's an 84% free throw shooter.
Lauren Lee hit 2 a moment ago. This free throw on the way is good. Coach Wethington having a conversation there with the official. You know, in Montana one year, he was barking at an official, and the official ran back down the court and said, "I got you, Coach, I got you." And John Wethington looked over at his bench, and he just said, "Oh, well, that's good to know. He's got me. He's got me." And I don't think that was quite the response he was
expecting for, yeah.
But I sat there behind him and just kind of cackled. Lee gets both, 38-27, 10 seconds to play. Perry mishandles it, picks it up. Blue Raiders going to have to go quickly here. Perry in a pickle. I don't know if she knows about the time. Almost a 5-second call. Lee picks it off at the buzzer as Perry was trying to get rid of it. And I don't know who was up defending her. Was that Pritchett right up in the kitchen there of Olivia Perry. And that is where the first half will come to a close. Give Lindsey Wilson credit for drawing a bit closer. Campbellsville led by 17. Here at the break, it is an 11-point Campbellsville advantage, 38-27. We'll step away, take a timeout, come back and look at the numbers. You're following the Lady Tigers on the Campbellsville University Sports Network.
I tell my son, I love you every single day.
I love you.
Now, my dad has never said that to me. Not because he doesn't love me, but because culturally it wasn't comfortable for him. Now that he's a grandfather, he says, I love you to my son every time he sees him. My advice to all the fathers out there, forget the cultural restrictions. They grow up way too fast for you to waste even a single precious moment.
The family's visit to the forest inspired a beautiful question. Mother, mother, am I a tree? You tell me to stand tall. You tell me to stay rooted. I think I am a tree. My child, of course you are. But what kind of tree will you be? The kind to hug or the kind to climb? Doesn't matter what you choose, so long as you choose to be a tree that's kind.
Make the forest part of your story at a park near you. Find one at discovertheforest.org.
The black truck? Hey, Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend. You want to see some photos of them that I took?
I don't.
I thought we talked about this, buddy.
Buzz and overshared again?
Yeah.
I'm gonna call a car.
That's a smart idea.
But yeah, I know. That's why I did it.
Hey, you're gonna get back to the top of the mountain.
Does that mean I'm gonna get back with Christina?
No.
Oh.
No.
Come on! Go, Diane! Yeah, keep it going! Yeah! Go, honey!
If you love them enough to drive an hour to cheer them on as they get beat 11-0 in the rain, then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the right seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
Throw that ball, Diane! Woo! You got this!
38-27, the Lady Tigers with the 11-point lead here at halftime. Matt Payton and the former Tiger, the Hall of Famer Benji Kelly here courtside as Campbellsville and Lindsey Wilson in this Mid-South Conference doubleheader today. Nice environment here in the PAL. And Benji, you look down at the numbers. Always nice when you have the lead going into the locker room. Campbellsville, in large part, thanks to their shooting 48% from the field and the perfect 8 of 8 at the free throw line. A big part of that for CU.
Yeah, it really is, because this year we have not been that great of a free throw shooting team, but to take advantage of that, 8 of 8 here this afternoon and a couple deadly threes. But you got to credit Lindsey Wilson. They got down 17 and they fought their way back into this and almost made it a 2-possession game. And I think just a credit to Coach Wethington and his staff having them ready. Campbellsville went with a little drought there for a while and couldn't find a basket, but we were able to extend this thing back to 11 and a nice, comfortable lead here at halftime.
Lady Tigers, again, 13 of 27 overall, 48%. They were 4 of 11 from long range. That's 36% and perfect at the line, 8 of 8. Lindsey Wilson, 40% in the first half, 10 of 25, 4 of 7 from deep. They were 57% and 3 of 4 at the free throw line. Campbellsville led in scoring in the first half by Lauren Lee. Lee with 8 points, 3 assists, and 4 steals. They got 7 from Caitlin Wilt. She was 3 of 5 from the field. The Lady Tigers get 6 each from Bailey Pettigo and Sarah Sutton. Sutton knocking in a pair of Edward Jones threes. Pettigo had a couple of assists for CU. 5 points for Maddie Boyle out of the starting lineup there in the first half. 3 each for Elizabeth Bertram and Maddie Nally. Nally had an and one trip. Bertram with an Edward Jones 3 rebounds for her. Scoreless was Courtney Pritchett. She was the lady we had eyes on, and this goes to show you just exactly what her main focus is. It's winning a ball game. When the shots are there, she'll take them as you follow along and see some of the replays from the first half for those following our video coverage and local cable coverage today. But Pritchett scoreless. She does have 4 helpers in the first half, but again, it kind of shows you team first, win the ball game. If the shots are there, I'll take them, and if not, we'll defer to others and let them do the heavy lifting.
She is one of the most selfless players that I've seen come through this program, and there have been a lot of good ones in the past, but Courtney Pritchett has always been team first in everything that she does. But at the end of the day, if the shots are there, she's going to take them and she's going to knock them down. We've seen her at times get on streaks. I think at Pikeville the other night, you said she had 13 really quick. She has that capability to be able to do that. But Campbellsville probably wasn't the best half that they played all year, but it was an efficient half. And at the end of the day, they built this thing into 11 points. And I'm sure Coach Calderon is stressing, all right, listen, we got to continue to do good on defense, turn them over. I think we've turned them over 12 times, but Campbellsville needs to do a little better job of taking care of the ball as well.
For Campbellsville today, we mentioned Pritchett was scoreless in the first half, also scoreless Bree Gowdy and Kayla Luby. For Lindsey Wilson College, led in scoring by Malia Oldham. She had 10 points, the only player in the game in double figures thus far. They got 6 from Lucy Patterson, 3 each from Diamond Bryant and Amelia Hodges. I actually thought Hodges hit 2 first half threes, but maybe she just hit the one there. And then 2 each for Jordan Stevens, Alira Barbie, and that's it for that. And then 1 from Olivia Perry in the first half to round out the scoring for the Blue Raiders. Lindsey Wilson with a 14-12 advantage in rebounding. They've got 1 more on the offensive end and defensive end. Campbellsville finishing with 10 assists, 9 steals, and 8 turnovers. 9 assists, 3 steals, 12 turnovers for the Blue Raiders. And the enhanced scoring numbers, Benji, you can really see some of the separation here. Points in the paint, 18-8 in favor of the Lady Tigers. Off turnovers, 14-5 in favor of Campbellsville. Second chance points in the Blue Raiders' favor, 6-2, but then bench points, 12-4 in favor of CU. Twice we were tied. The lead changed hands 6 times last for Campbellsville. Their largest lead was 17. For Lindsey Wilson, their largest advantage, 2 points. But some of that enhanced scoring, you can see they started to stretch it out. Really the points off turnovers. Lindsey Wilson, 12 turnovers. The Lady Tigers, 14 points there.
Yeah, and that's kind of been the MO for Campbellsville all year long, taking care of business on the defensive end, and it leads to, easy buckets on the offensive end. We've seen it a couple times, nice transition buckets, some and one opportunities. So Campbellsville, when they are clicking on the defensive end, as efficient as they are on the offensive end, it's a recipe for a disaster for a lot of teams, and that's why we've been able to extend this thing out here to 11.
The Lady Tigers lead it here in a maroon out in the Powell Athletic Center. The Tigers coming up in a bit as they'll take on the Blue Raiders. Those 2 teams out on the floor getting some warm-up tosses in here. We'll step away, take our extended timeout, come back and bring you second half action in just a bit. At the mid-game break, Campbellsville with the 11-point advantage. You're following the Lady Tigers on the Campbellsville University Sports Network.
When I got the opportunity to get her, there wasn't no choice. I told myself, I'm going to take custody of my daughter. It's my baby. That's what we're supposed to do as men. Take care of our home, build a foundation, you know what I'm saying? Love, our money, she's my purpose. I'm here to walk with her, hold her hand until she can walk alone. Ain't nothing like being a father in this world.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Worried about your friend, but don't know how to reach out?
You could say, how are you, or get a fake tattoo. You could ask with an app if it works for you. You could chat with them in VR. It's all good if you think you should check in. Yeah, you should.
Whatever gets you talking. Reach out to a friend about their mental health. Whatever gets you talking. Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.
What if you could feel in control of your retirement in just a few clicks? At aceyourretirement.org, you can. Start with a free 3-minute chat with Avo, your friendly digital retirement coach. Just answer some simple questions like, how do you feel about your ability to save for retirement? Or in how many years do you want to retire? To get free action items customized just for you, get your retirement back on track at aceyourretirement.org.
When you look at the number of disasters in the U.S., chances are every area will deal with some kind of emergency in the next decade. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
The family's visit to the forest inspired a beautiful question. Mother, mother, am I a tree? You tell me to stand tall. You tell me to stay rooted. I think I am a tree. My child, of course you are. But what kind of tree will you be? The kind to hug or the kind to climb? Doesn't matter what you choose, so long as you choose to be a tree that's kind.
Make the forest part of your story at a park near you. Find one at discovertheforest.org.
As a dad, every day is a challenge. To make sure that the time that I have, I spend with them. It doesn't matter how tired you are, you have to try and to teach them. When they learn something new, and you can just see in their faces, it's such an incredible moment. It's those moments that are my favorite.
If you love them enough to relearn math so you can teach them math, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
Jason, let's go see your room.
No, that's not right. How was it? Is it good?
Last week, Brandon met a girl on a dating app. One day after work, he finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being too pushy? Maybe it was too...
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving. I would love to go on a date. How does tonight sound?
Brandon tried to play it cool, but inside he knew. A girl so smart, so responsible. She must be a keeper.
Our score here at halftime. The Lady Tigers leading the Blue Raiders here as we are still waiting for Campbellsville to make their way out of the locker room. Lindsey Wilson College down to our left here.
We'll have to find a bunch of non-conference games.
We got the Tigers and Blue Raiders vacating the floor in terms of the men. They'll be back in action here. They'll be in action at the conclusion of our women's game. Campbellsville took the matchup earlier this season from the Blue Raiders over in Columbia, Kentucky, as Benji Kelly joins me here. The Lady Tigers now emerging from the locker room here, Benji, and I know.
Wow, it took a minute. As Derek Court comes down.
The clock winds down here at the Powell Center. Take a quick look here at the fouls as we try to get set and ready for this second half for Campbellsville. Elizabeth Bertram with 2 fouls, and you got a couple on, you got one on Bailey Pettigo, one on Wilkes, so then one on Maddie Boyle rounds out the fouls, and for Lindsey Wilson, a bunch of young ladies with 1 foul each, so no real issues in terms of foul trouble.
It wasn't really they kind of let them play a little bit, but there wasn't really many fouls in that first half. So, be curious to see how this game is officiated this second half. And I know Coach Wethington, he's actually been working the officials quite a bit, and I would as well, being down like they are. But we'll see how this Lady Tiger team responds to that halftime.
I ran back there at halftime in the hospitality room for the Big Maroon Club hospitality. Thank you, Michaela.
Thank you, Michaela.
And they had we'll get to this, but they had an interesting, the Pioneer College Caterers had an interesting sandwich, and I tried it.
Are you a fan?
I think I am.
Okay.
I don't, it's weird, but I think I am. Well, I'll touch on it. We get to some free throws or something here. Oldham is the second half well underway. Oldham's shot no good. The Lady Tigers will grab the rebound. It's Pritchett, and she's going to need some help as 2 defenders there. She'll take a timeout, and with this timeout, we'll talk about that because, Pioneer College Caterers, they do a great job on campus taking care of our students, and here this will become that floating media. We'll just keep it right here, Benji. But so I go back there, and I grab what appeared to be like a jalapeno and bacon sandwich, and I try not to eat all the carbs, so I take the top half off of this little slider, and there's great jelly on it. So now I've got bacon, and there was like some cheese and jalapeno.
So is that a breakfast dish?
I don't know.
Or is it
I don't know.
Yeah.
And so with the jelly, it really kind of caught me by surprise. Now this may be a popular thing in some areas, but I've never had quite that combination. And
how was it?
I think I'll have to have another.
Well, we do have another game, so we've got to have that energy.
Yeah.
Now I'll get mine here after this game. So
you get the big break because you get the interview there.
Yeah.
And so I thought, I'll try to choke one of these down.
Well, I got something to look forward to.
Yeah, I mean, I thought at first, really, I was like, oh boy, this may have been a bad decision. And kudos to Pioneer College Caterers. It's a little different, a little unique, but that was really good. Really good.
I tell you, it's. I'm getting a little excited now, Matt.
Yeah, I mean, if you like all those things individually, I think the medley of that combination.
Well, I love bacon. I love grape
you can't
jelly.
go wrong there.
Jalapenos on occasion.
Yeah.
So we'll try.
But they weren't overpowering. And so you report back on that later. Wilkes inside, goes up, shot no good. Nice defense by Barbie. She gets the rebound, and it's Lindsey Wilson basketball. Barbie backs away. Next thing, I think that was Patterson. Now Hodges wants to drive right side of the lane, over top of Boyle. The shot won't go. Pritchett, another rebound. Lauren Lee sprints ahead. Lee, just inside the arc on the right wing, will now navigate back out to the front. Pettigo clears right side. Lee back door off the screen there, no. And a timeout here, and oh baby, this might be a time to take a break. I don't know exactly what the Lady Tigers were trying to set up, Benji Kelly. I do feel confident in saying it was not what Ginger High Colvin had in her mind.
Yeah, and we talked a little bit about this off air, but you come in here, you beat a #1 team, Thomas More, probably the best basketball you've seen this Lady Tiger team play. And then they go on the road and really, I won't say struggle, but they struggled a little bit to kind of get going. And I know last night there was a team meeting, and Coach was really just trying to push them to, hey, you've got to bring it each and every night. And I think it's one of the reasons why they stayed in the locker room. The team's not playing bad, but they're just not playing at that level that they really need to play at if they're going to make a deep run. And I think that's the frustration that you're seeing from Coach Collin.
And I think if you could, when we come back there from ready to start the second half, you could hear Benji and a conversation with Mark Vernon on some of the really the travel and how hard can get. And is Pritchett going to drive right side, running into Patterson, shot no good, and the buzzer will sound. And no, she had possession and threw it back in. I don't know. Patterson falling out of bounds, right, Benji? I'd like to see the replay, guys, if we've got that. Did she just like one hand pitch it, or did she actually grab control and then try to throw it in? We'll see what it was, if they can grab the Zach Wilson, Colin Sheffield, and the gang down underneath trying to get the replay here for us. And they're going to point the direction of Lindsey Wilson. If you've got it, guys, you can throw it in real quick. As Hodges will be greeted at midcourt by Boyle underneath. Patterson, it's close.
It's close, but
I don't think you can argue. Just kind of let it go into the corner. Lindsey Wilson working with it. Oldham left side, three on the way, good for Malia Oldham over the top of a closing out Lauren Lee.
Yeah, Oldham is came to play today. 13 points already, her third 3-pointer. I really like how she plays the game of basketball.
Wilkes sets the screen there to free up Pettigo, and they look down inside. Lee hesitates, goes up, gets the finish off glass.
Yeah, and I think that was the play that they were trying to run earlier that Coach Colvin called the timeout on. Good execution there, Pettigo to Lauren Lee. That gets Lauren into double digits here.
Out front, Stevens works left side. Now Hodges across to Barbie, shot up, around and out, no good. Rebound is bounced around a time or two. Ooh, I thought that might have been a turnover there. Pettigo was trying to find Pritchett. Lee working against Stevens, and she's fouled here by Jordan Stevens. No, but you and Mark were talking about the travel, and you split up the travel partners, and it almost
throws everything off.
Never rest.
No,
instead of being out for 2 days, I mean, that trip to Pikeville, buddy, you and I have talked about this here as Lee works. It's just tough. There's no easy way to get there.
You're exactly right. It's a hard trip.
And here's Pettigo works left side of the lane, and she's fouled. I believe this will go against Oldham, and that's the first on
here's the thing, kind of getting back to that, Matt. Here's the thing. The last several years, you've always known, okay, your weekends, you're either going to be home for a Thursday, Saturday, or you're going to be on the road Thursday, Saturday. And this year they split it up, and
it's like that next year too.
It is, and it's frustrating because, especially when we played Thomas More up there. Well, we were only 30 minutes away from Wilberforce. It does not make any sense, and it's not just for one team, it's for all teams.
Well, and you look at our schedule, and some will say, well, maybe you don't miss as much class or this, that, and the other because you're not out. Well, we are on the road almost every Thursday this semester. The girls are going to miss so many Thursday classes. It's not even funny. And the same way for the guys as well. It impacts both. And anyway, that's them's the breaks, and they'll wrap up the season that way. A road trip each of the last 4 weeks. Here's a shot is blocked by Wilkes, and it goes out of bounds. But, outside of the 19th and 21st of January, Benji, they're going to, every week, they alternate. They have a road game in there. So here's Oldham off the baseline, out of bounds. Shot no good. She got a nice look. Wilkes grabs the rebound, finds Pettigo. Patterson almost got a hand on that. Boyle inside, Wilkes cutting. Left hand off the window. Good for Caitlin Wilkes. She'll take a trip to the free throw line for a and one opportunity. Foul will go against Barbie.
Nice pass there by Boyle. Once again, transition. Caitlin was able to beat her defender down the court, and Maddie Boyle was able to find her.
44-30 the score. Wilkes with an opportunity here to extend Back to 15. Cannot cash in. I believe, was that the first miss of the day?
That's the first miss of the day.
So Campbellsville's first
8 of 9
miss.
Or no,
I think Pedigo hit 2. 10 of 10 prior to that. Stevens pressured a bit. Now Patterson gets around Lee. Will throw up a jumper. No good. Pedigo the rebound for CU. Here come the Lady Tigers again. Pedigo to Lee. Back left side. Pedigo triple. It's going to be short. Rebound taken in by Olivia Perry. Lindsey Wilson the other way. Out top Stevens. Now Hodges back to Stevens in the right wing, working against Boyle. Floater over the top of Wilkes is good with the right hand for Jordan Stevens.
Yeah, nice little mid-range. And that's the times that Campbellsville is in that zone. They've gotten defeated there in the middle.
Pedigo out to Pritchett in the corner. Pedigo over the top has Wilkes. Wilkes up easy off the window. She gets the deuce. Bailey Pedigo the dime.
Yeah, good execution there. Pedigo, actually that set it up from that shot she had before. The defender kind of came out, and it was a nice little dump over the top.
Left corner. Stevens will take now the short jumper as she took a dribble in. Boyle runs down the rebound. Boyle back out to Lee. Lee drives into the middle. Shot up, it goes, and one for Lauren Lee. The body control on display there.
Well, just the ability to fight through contact that we've seen Lauren Lee be able to do the last several years. She just got more confident each and every time, and that's tremendous right there. It should be a media timeout here.
Media stoppage here. We have seen Lauren Lee do that time and time again. The ability, the strength, the upper body to play through the contact and control her upper body and still get, when you think there's not a clean look to be had, she can still find a way to get it up on the rim. 48-32 the score, 4:54 to play third quarter. You're following the Lady Tigers on the Campbellsville University Sports Network. To the score. Lauren Lee will go to the free throw line here as you see the replay as we come back. Lee today for Campbellsville with a dozen points, 4 steals for the sophomore. That's one off a career best. Caitlin Wilkes now with 11 in the ball game. Wilkes, Benji may be putting together an argument for a player of the week on her. She's got one of those this season. She had 23 against Pikeville on Thursday night, and not a lot of teams are going to get 2 games.
Nope.
So the Lady Tigers, I think Freed had a game on Thursday, maybe against Welch.
They did.
Cumberland U may have played. There were a couple teams, not many. So the Lady Tigers with a couple of wins, you would think would have maybe the upper hand, barring somebody doing something crazy today.
Well, and this game's not over. We still got 15 minutes of action here.
48-32 remains the score as Lee missed that free throw. Lindsey Wilson got hot there late in the first half and able to close in on the Lady Tigers. Campbellsville has to make sure they don't give the Blue Raiders too much confidence offensively here. That ball kept alive. Oh, my goodness. They're going to say last touch by Pedigo. And they'll recall the shot clock, and if that's the case, it'll be on 1 second here, Benji. So,
yeah, that's the right call there. Nobody really had possession. Campbellsville didn't have possession and knocked it out of bounds. So
somebody kept it alive in a blue jersey, and then Oldham and Pedigo were fighting for it. Oldham, oh man, he whistled that awfully quickly. But Oldham's shot was not going to be close either way. That's what John Wethington's asking. He blew the whistle before the horn ever sounded.
Yeah, I don't get that.
48-32 the score. Campbellsville back to the offensive end. Pritchett, little give and go with Lee. Lee inside, little contact, shot no good. Bertram and Pedigo try to tie up Stevens, and that foul will go against Bailey. So the two former Trojanettes come together, try to take one away. And it leads to a foul on Bailey Pettigo. 48-32 the score. 4:13 to play in the third quarter. Matt Payton, Benji Kelly here with you in the Powell Center. This the 81st meeting all time between the two schools. Campbellsville looking for win number 62 in the series. Stevens backs away, now left side Hodges. Hodges inside to Barbie, contested shot is no good. Wilkes grabs it out of midair. CU sprints ahead. Pettigo left side, leaves it right side, up good off the window for Courtney Pritchett. Another assist for Bailey Pettigo.
Yeah, now we're 6 away, Matt Payton.
6 points from 1,000.
Good pass by Pettigo there, drew the defense to her there in transition, was able to hit Pritchett for an easy layup. I thought she actually got fouled myself, but
50-32.
Play on.
Hodges down on the end line to Patterson, feeds one through to Stevens, who lost it on the way up. They've been knocked out of bounds by a Lady Tiger. 3:12 to play in the period. So Sutton, Nally, and Luby will check in. Wilkes, Pritchett, and Pettigo will check out. Looking here, the entry. We have Barbie. She'll drive into the middle, working against Nally. Shot over the top of Nally is no good. Lauren Lee throws the lasso around it, sprints ahead, backs away. Wanted Sutton. It got deflected at the elbow. Sutton picks it up, and that one rattles out. Patterson and Luby come together, and Patterson saved it. Sutton grabs it. Bertram off the left wing, back to Lee. Sutton right wing, triple, no good. And the rebound is again knocked away. Bertram there got hit in the mouth. Sutton picks up another loose ball. Patterson deflects it, and this time Lindsey Wilson will come out of the scrum with the basketball. 50-32. 2.5 minutes to go, third period. Oldham motions her teammates through. Barbie holds it right wing, working now against Luby on the drive. Throws up a shot with the left hand, no good. Ball batted out of play, and it is last touched by, they're going to say last touched by Campbellsville here.
How's that? I didn't see that.
Lauren Lee had her head ducked. If it hit off Campbellsville, it hit the back of Lauren Lee's head. That's the only, I don't think there's any other possible outcome.
Yeah, even Coach Colvin's kind of mentioned, like, how is that not off them?
Patterson wants to drive. And we're going to have a foul here called on Maddie Nally, maybe a little too much of the body.
I mean, that's one of them.
They're going to call that on Luby.
Okay.
2:14 to play in the quarter. Hodges throws it in here to Stevens, into the middle. Lindsey Wilson has been very intentional in their desire to drive into the middle of the floor right here in this second half, and that time Stevens rewarded with a bucket. 50-34. Lauren Lee. Nally now left side. Over the top, looking for Luby. And Nally throws it away too strong there. Luby kind of got held up a bit. It couldn't quite clear. You want to do this post-game interview today?
I'll let you do it. You do such a great job with it. It's
Coach has got me a little scared.
I know.
Left corner, Stevens, 3 on the way. That is good for Jordan Stevens. She's got 5 straight for the Blue Raiders.
Yeah, I mean, this Lindsey Wilson team, they're scrappy. They're they had Thomas Moore down, or
they were down.
17, but they had them on the ropes. I mean, they're a good ball club. And Campbellsville's just not crisp today.
Right wing, Bertram feeds one in. This is Lee, stays on the inline, now back towards the middle. Dumps it down, I'm straight line. That's Pritchett, up off glass, good for Courtney Pritchett.
Yeah, all right, there's 4 of the 8 that we need from Pritchett.
60 seconds to play in the third quarter. Lady Tigers by 15 points. Patterson collects it. Left side, Stevens again. Now into the corner, Oldham. Luby closed out quickly. Now Patterson on the end line. Jumper on the way, around and out, no good. Rebound is taken in by Bertram.
Yeah. Good block out, Bert.
And that's going to be a foul on Olivia Perry. I think Bertram will go to the line here. Is that 5 on?
Yes, it's a bonus.
5 on Blue Raiders. I don't know, Benji, if we find the scoreboard page and see if there are any other
I had it up
scores.
earlier, and Georgetown was, or Cumberland's was up on Georgetown at
Free throw here for Bertram is off.
Now they're only up 6. They're late in the third.
Thomas More up big on Wilberforce that in Crestview Hills. Second free throw from Bertram is good, so Bert gets 1 of 2.
Bethel and Freed just tipped off there early in the first.
We got a couple of those Central time
zones games.
Patterson out front, 53-37 the score. Stevens holds it. Got a 13-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Patterson inside. We're going to have a foul called here on Campbellsville. And this one will go against Kayla Luby as well. That's 2 on the transfer. And with 25.9 seconds remaining in the third quarter, Lucy Patterson goes to the free throw line, 67% on the season. This free throw is good. One more coming for Patterson. Top 10 matchup out in the Midwest today. Central Methodist, the second-ranked team in the country, will visit number 8 Clark.
It'll be a dandy. Former SID Brett Tadilla. His team out there in Clark, Iowa.
53-39 lead the basketball. Down to 15 seconds. Third quarter.
We're going to go to Bert again.
Sutton has Bertram out front. 7 seconds. Lee inside, looking for Sutton. She'll have to chase it down. Can't do it. Step on the sideline as I believe that was Patterson. Patterson using that. She's listed at 5'9". She's a little wiry. Almost looks taller than 5'9". That long reach got a hand on it and created a mess for the Lady Tigers. Now with 2.9 seconds remaining, Lindsey Wilson will have a look at the rim. 14-point Campbellsville advantage. Stevens pitches it in to Hodges, who's going to have to just throw one up, slings it, and that one will hit out of bounds nowhere close, and that's where the third quarter will come to a close. The Lady Tigers with the 14-point lead, 53-39. We'll head to the fourth. You're following the Lady Tigers on the Campbellsville University Sports Network.
Jason, let's go see your room.
No, that's not right. How is it good?
The Lady Tigers lead Lindsey Wilson College as we head to the fourth quarter here. Campbellsville looking for win number 23 on the season, and they got that big win over Pikeville to tie Thomas More atop the conference standings, and now it's going to be all about holding serve, and we'll see if somebody can pick one of those two off down the stretch. That win over Pikeville for Campbellsville, and it gives Pikeville their 4th loss in the league, and I think that pretty much sews up 1 and 2 for hard to envision either of Campbellsville or Thomas More losing 3 of their last 5, and it would be down to 3 of their last 4 after today. So more than likely it sews up the 1 and 2 spots in the league, just a matter of determining who gets what. Regular season championship still on the line. Inside, Pritchett feeds one to Bailey Pettigo, and Pettigo gets the finish off the window.
Yeah, nice offensive set there off the end of the quarter timeouts. Pritchett still needs 4 more to join that 1,000-point club.
55-39, Stevens inside, goes with the shot, and she gets a tough finish as she'll draw the foul working against Courtney Pritchett. Lindsey Wilson has really been determined to drive here in the second half, Benji. They have not settled for near as many jump shots, which they did have some success in the first half shooting from three, as the free throw no good. Caitlin Wilkes grabs another rebound for the Lady Tigers. Call out the play here. Lee navigates down inside, has Wilkes. She gets the hoop. Lauren Lee, another helper.
Yeah, it's just easy basketball right there for the Lady Tigers. Nice little play. They call it under, and you saw that Wilkes is right under the basket. So
Wilkes with 13 points, 5 rebounds here. Yeah, 57-41. Lady Tigers lead it by 16. Less than 9 minutes to go. Inside, Maddie Boyle does a nice job fighting across and knocking it away from the 6-footer Perry. Carla Moreno will check back in. Perry will exit. Baseline out of bounds underneath for the Blue Raiders. Hodges looking. Still looking. Shovels one into Stevens. 2 defenders there. Boyle between the legs of Jordan Stevens.
Nice.
Has it, and now Lauren Lee comes the other way. Wilkes and Boyle in the front court. Boyle back to Lee. Now they find Pritchett. Right corner, Pettigo driving in. Out. Pritchett will deck it. Cut off at the block. Has Lee in the middle. Lee hesitates, goes up the shot. Too strong. Ball knocked up and taken in here by Oldham. Nice look by Lauren Lee. Just a little too much on it. Hit the back of the iron and popped out. 8:15 to go. Fourth quarter. Stevens will use Patterson, who bounces out to Hodges now. Driving in, Hodges lost her footing there. May got tripped up. Wilkes another rebound on the miss. Here comes Bailey Pettigo and CU. Pettigo leaves it with Lee. Right side, Boyle, 3 on the way. Bang! Maddie Boyle with an Edward Jones 3.
Yeah, when she's able to get her feet set like that in transition and kind of step into the ball when it's passed to her, she's pretty deadly from out there. Her second Edward Jones triple here.
60-41.
Actually, Maddie Boyle's perfect from the field today. 2 of 2 from downtown.
She had a big game down in Florida doing something like that.
Yes, she did, that first game.
Stevens has worked herself into a situation, leaves it out with Oldham now. And Hodges on the handoff. I don't know if that was an intentional handoff or Hodges almost stole it from Oldham. And Oldham going to throw up a 3. No good. Lee the rebound. A couple of Blue Raiders go down. Chance at numbers. Lee inside, throws one up. And one for Lauren Lee.
Way to absorb that contact, Lauren Lee, and get it up there on the glass. Oldham with the foul. Lee for a chance to, was it our 4th and 1 opportunity here this afternoon? 4 or 5, yeah.
Here. Lauren Lee with 14 points, 6 assists today, 4 steals. Goes to the line here, the chance to tally her 15th point. Lee's free throw here is good. 63-41. Oldham out top to Bryant. Less than 7 minutes to play. Balt in the corner. Wants to work on the end line. Needs some help now. Throws one up off glass. Good for Julia Balt.
Yeah, it's good defense there by the Lady Tigers. Just tip your hat there to Lindsey Wilson, a better offensive play.
Lauren Lee between the circles. Pritchett goes left side. Oldham gives chase. Pritchett catches and goes right back to Lee now. They bounce. Pritchett uses the Wilkes screen. Feeds Wilkes. Spins. Falling down. Caitlin Wilkes can't get it to climb over the rim, but she will take a trip here to the nail. That is on Oldham. That's her 3rd, 2 on the Blue Raiders. Oldham will check out as Stevens enters. .44-43. Wilkes gets both free throws. She's got 15 to match Lauren Lee.
Wilkes, normally a 60% free throw shooter on the year, got both of those. It's her 15th point. There we go.
Pritchett with a steal. Pritchett takes it away. Stops. Wanted to bounce to Pettigo. Inside, Wilkes can't get the finish. As she kind of picked that up. Was that Patterson that made a mess of that?
Yeah, it did. A good way to get back on defense there by Patterson, but I thought Pritchett was going to be able to.
So Caitlin Wilkes back to the free throw line. She had 23 against Pikeville. This free throw is hard. 15 here today against the Blue Raiders, which is right at her season average, 15.4. She is the nation's leader in field goal percentage as she misses both free throw tosses. Wilkes entered play at about 67% from the floor. That actually, I believe, Benji, would be a school record if she can finish up around that high.
Yes.
As this ball is knocked away. Pettigo almost stepped right on it, lost her footing, but it wasn't, she was kind of at an angle where it didn't hurt. Or didn't hurt as bad as it could have.
I tell you, she's tough. There's very little that hurts her. She's on the floor quite often and taking those charges, but it'll take a lot to rattle her.
Inside, Stevens lost her footing and frustratingly threw it out towards the official. And Stevens,
she rolled that ankle or what?
She may just
frustrated with herself.
I hope, but now that left leg did not look good when she went down.
It kind of bowed out a little bit.
Had to go out front. Pritchett working off the screen for Wilkes. They find Wilkes inside behind her. Pritchett puts her hands on her head. She knew that it was not a good entry. Bryant looking for Hodges. This ball thrown back. Patterson there to grab it for Lindsey Wilson. 65-43.
Elbow.
And we're going to have a foul call here as Lauren Lee will pick up the contact. Lucy Patterson will go to the free throw line here. Difficult finish by Patterson. Lindsey Wilson led in scoring today by Oldham with 13. Patterson now has 11 to match Jordan Stevens. 65-46. Lauren Lee circles back out. They've got Boyle on the left wing. Looking for Wilkes, can't get it to her. Pritchett over the top, has Wilkes, who has to kind of race over to catch it. Lee to Boyle. Boyle looking, driving, going to lose the handle, stays with it, needs help, deflected. Pritchett falling down, and that's where the shot clock will sound. And I think Coach wanted a foul as Pritchett was trying to grab it.
It was a little bit of a sloppy basketball there for a Lady Tiger on that offensive end as we come to the media.
65-46. Media timeout, as Benji mentioned, 4:49 to play in the basketball game. The Lady Tigers lead it. You're following the Lady Tigers on the Campbellsville University Sports Network.
Worried about your friend but don't know how to reach out?
You can say how are you or get a fake tattoo. You can ask with an app if it works for you. You can chat with them in VR. It's so good. If you think you should check in, yeah, you should.
Whatever gets you talking. Reach out to a friend about their mental health. Whatever gets you talking. Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.
The Lady Tigers leading Lindsey Wilson College in the Powell Center. Matt Payton and Benji Kelly here. Campbellsville looking for win number 23 on the year. More importantly, win number 17 in conference play. As take a look at some of the other scores quickly here, Benji, from around the league. Cumberland's with a narrow lead over Georgetown with 4:18 to play. That's a big one.
That's a big one.
That's probably the biggest one of the day in terms of those teams fighting up there. Georgetown, it's going to be hard for them to get up to the 4 spot and get that bye, but if you beat Cumberland's, that's a team you're chasing. It certainly helps, and Freed Hardeman would probably love to see Cumberland's drop one as well, as they give chasing that 4-5 area as well. 65-46, Lindsey Wilson back to work. Patterson inside, lost the handle. Nice job defensively by CU. Boyle and Wilkes converge on the takeaway. Pritchett in the middle, and Patterson right there. Patterson didn't like the call. I'll tell you, Benji, when they blew that whistle initially, I was afraid they might get Pritchett for swinging that
the elbow, yeah.
Which I know she was just trying to create some space, but Lauren Lee working right wing here on the dribble. They set up Wilkes over the top. Wilkes off the window, good. She gets the hoop. Lauren Lee, the helper.
Yeah, 17 points, 7 of 10 from the field this afternoon. Like you said, Matt, making a strong case for player of the week here in the conference.
She's going to be averaging 20 points a game this weekend. Here, Pettigo with the takeaway. Campbellsville the other way. Pettigo's shot up and good. 69-46 the score. Changes coming for the Lady Tigers as Ginger High Colvin will send in 5 new players. You've got the 5 starters out there, that thriving starting group presented by Quentin Ford. Patterson bounces left side to Balt on the dribble. Balt works through some traffic, looking out to Hodges, 7 seconds. Hodges has Moreno. Moreno in the middle, back out to Balt, 2 seconds. Balt gonna have to just let it go. 3 on the way, no good. Pritchett the rebound. We'll see if the Lady Tigers get another look, and Ginger High Colvin going to go ahead and take a 30-second timeout with 3:12 and just a substitution stoppage here as the officials will kind of roll the hands there. And we're going to get Kylie Jackson in for the Blue Raiders, 5'6" sophomore guard from Greensburg, Kentucky. Patterson, Balt, Perry, and Bryant also out there for John Wethington's bunch. Gowdy hands it off here to Sutton. And they bounce on around this near side wing. Back to the opposite side. Bertram thought about it, now takes the baseline J. No good. Rebound to Patterson. She and Gowdy after the basketball. They spill together hard, and the arrow will stay with Campbellsville. How about the freshman Bree Gowdy?
Getting down there amongst the trees and grabbing that jump ball there. I love the effort.
Coach had told me at one point early in the year that Bree just kind of from a guard spot, just a natural rebounder, and that time she found herself in there. Keeps the possession alive. Has Bertram on the baseline, and Bertram with steps as Gowdy pitching it in. Bertram took off there before she put it on the ground. 69-46 the score, 2:50 to play. Out front, Bryant. Left side on the wing, this is Balt. Bryant again on the wing. Bryant wearing that pair of tennis shoes out of your closet, Benji. That mint green look there. Jumper by Patterson is good.
It's a little spray paint action.
69-48, and Patterson going to take it away. Gowdy wanted Nally. Nally will give chase. Oh, my. Patterson, I'm not sure Nally ever touched her.
She never touched her.
She wasn't even close enough, I don't think.
That's where he's got to trust his partner over here to make that call. There wasn't much there. No, actually, there wasn't anything. Actually, I thought the foul could have been called up here.
Mid-court.
At mid-court.
So Patterson will go to the free throw line here. Renee Eisen will check in for Coach Wethington and company. Free throw for Patterson is good. The Blue Raiders back in action next Thursday as they will, I believe, travel to Pikeville.
Pikeville, yeah.
Left side, Bertram holds it. Nally out top, Gowdy. Just over 2 minutes to play. Bertram back to Gowdy, spinning on the inline. Sutton straight away, 7 seconds. Nally wants Luby inside, can't get it to her. Sutton, 3 seconds. Elbow jumper for Bertram is short, batted. The ball is taken in by Luby. Blocked. Nally goes up and one. Perry blocked it. Nally caught it and pitched it in.
Maddie Nally a chance to get the old-fashioned three-point play. I believe that may be number 6 today, the opportunity for the Lady Tigers, the and one opportunity.
You know, we talked about that trip to Pikeville, Benji, and just to clarify that, Pikeville is nice.
It's
I like
very
Pikeville,
nice.
but it's almost like an island. The foul was on Perry. Now he missed the free throw. But it's almost like an island. Once you get in there, you're fine. But getting there, whether it's the Mountain Parkway or down, London and Hazard and all that, it's just, whew, it'll take it out of you. 71-51, Campbellsville, the 20-point advantage.
And it's some beautiful country through there as well.
I mentioned Monet Eisen checking in, 5'8" freshman forward from Turkey. She has the rebound, goes back up with it. Shot no good, gets her own miss now. Out to Balt. Left side is a three from Jackson that's good. 71-54. Kylie Jackson, Greene County High School product, hits the three. Left side, Bertram. Inside, Luby. Up off the window, good. She gets the finish. Elizabeth Bertram the find. And a timeout taken here by John B. Wethington and Lindsey Wilson College as Shelby ×2 will check in for the Lady Tigers. That's Beatty and Serafini. Beatty, the 5'11" freshman guard from Owensboro. Serafini, the 5'11" freshman guard from Lawrenceburg. 30-second stoppage here. Benji, Campbellsville going to pick up the victory. I'm trying to find an updated score on that Georgetown and Cumberland's game. 76-74 with just under 90 seconds to go.
There we go. It's a close one.
That's in Williamsburg at the O. Wayne Rollins Center. The Tigers and Lady Tigers will wrap up their season in Williamsburg on the 18th of February. 58.7 seconds remaining here. Don't forget the Tigers and Blue Raiders coming up in just a bit. It's a nice camera shot of some of Maddie Boyle's family over there. You see her grandfather, John, mom there, and John keeps me on my toes.
Boy, he does, doesn't he? He makes sure that you do good work.
He's got the request and make sure I don't drop the ball anywhere. He's a nice job of kind of archiving some of this stuff.
Yes.
Really for Maddie is what he's done, but it's pretty cool the way he's done all of that. His ball step back jumper is no good. Ball knocked around and taken in here by Eisen. They said that Maddie had 13 folks from Texas in today. I don't know if that is family, friends, what, but nice little contingent that they brought.
That is a road trip. That is for certain.
That is true. Less than 30 seconds to go. You got about a 2-second differential between the shot clock and game clock here. So the Lady Tigers will get one more look. It may be Gowdy. She'll work in and get the finish off the window.
She is as quick as a hiccup when she is able to penetrate like that.
75-56. We'll see if that's our final number or not. Lindsey Wilson may get one last look here. Eisen working against Gowdy, nearly taken away. She poked it free. Eisen with 3 seconds has Jackson. 3 on the way for Kylie Jackson is no good, and that's where the buzzer will sound. The Lady Tigers will pick up the win. Campbellsville University now 23-1 on the season. They are 17-1 in league play as they win it 75-56. The Blue Raiders fall to 10-14 on the year. They are 4-14 in Mid-South Conference play. We'll step away, take a 2-minute timeout, come back and visit with the head coach. You're following the Lady Tigers on the Campbellsville University Sports Network.
Jason, let's go see your room.
No, that's not right. How was it? Is it good?
What if you could feel in control of your retirement in just a few clicks? At aceyourretirement.org, you can. Start with a free 3-minute chat with Avo, your friendly digital retirement coach. Just answer some simple questions like, how do you feel about your ability to save for retirement? Or in how many years do you want to retire? To get free action items customized just for you, get your retirement back on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Last week, Brandon met a girl on a dating app. One day after work, he finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being too pushy? Maybe it was too...
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving. I would love to go on a date. How does tonight sound?
Brandon tried to play it cool, but inside he knew. A girl so smart, so responsible. She must be a keeper.
Welcome back inside the Powell Athletic Center. The Lady Tigers get the win over Lindsey Wilson College here today. Matt Payton with the head coach, Ginger High Colvin. Coach, pick up win number 23, 17th in league play as we come down the stretch here this season. And they're not going to be easy. They're not always going to be pretty. I know at times you were really getting after your bunch, but you've seen some of their best basketball. I know that's what you're looking for day in and day out.
We have. Our last two games have been two tough ones, that's for sure. We had Thomas More here, and then we had to go to U-Pike, and so that were not our last two of our last three. And then Lindsey's always going to be a good game. It's just it's a rival. You can see here in the gym, a lot of people like to come out for that game, and we can't be flat. And that's just what I've kind of been preaching to our kids, that we can't be flat. And I feel like we've been flat lately, and it's showing. So we will find a way not to be. We will find people that aren't, and we'll continue to work on that. But it was anytime you get a win, it's a good win.
Back here at home, I know the road trip to Pikeville just kind of zaps you a little bit. And I don't know, the first 7-8 minutes, I felt like you picked it up defensively, and maybe the offense started to come. But you had a stretch there.
Yeah.
In the first half where Sutton and Bertram got hot and really started to open things up for you. When
they get hot and when they hit shots, we're a really good basketball team. We're a great basketball team when we can do that, because our inside game is we've got a good inside game, and we can find a way to get points in there. And then when we start hitting shots on the outside, that really helps. I thought Beatty Pedigo was more aggressive in transition today. That's what I've been begging those kids to do, is be better in transition, and I thought she got some really good transition buckets today.
Well, she and Lauren oftentimes run this offense. Mm-hmm. If Lauren's out, Bailey will head that, and you get 27 total points out of them, 12 assists. Mm-hmm. Lauren had 4 steals in today's game, and I know that transition, I can look down and often I'll see it. You're go and push, and you guys are really good when you can get there.
Yeah, and our 2 posts are mobile posts. They're posts that can get down the floor and get buckets. So we've got to learn to trust that a little bit more. And Sarah Sutton's best in transition. She's best to find a spot. And disappointed in the turnovers, 16 turnovers. I'm disappointed in our free throw percentage. We're just not where we are, and I'm convinced that's mental. I'm convinced that you got to be tougher mentally to stand up there and make free throws, and you got to be tougher mentally not to turn the ball over, and that we just weren't that today.
Well, you hit 8 of 8, I think, early in the first half from the free throw line, so it seems like it comes in stretches for you all. You'll miss 4 out of 5 after you go, so mental is certainly the way to do it. With the crowd out there, it's hard to simulate in practice.
It is, but every free throw, and you see so many times a kid misses a free throw with 2 seconds to go in the game, and they blame that on them. That free throw at the first 2 seconds of the game counts as much, and that's something you have to convince these kids of. Every time you step up there and have a chance at that shot, you've got to knock that down. And you just can't consistently be 1 of 2, 1 of 3, 6 of 6. You've got to stand up there, and that just comes in with practice and confidence.
Caitlin Wilkes led the way today, Coach. 17 points. She had 6 rebounds. A really nice week for her. Averages 20 points over the course of 2 games. And, the field goal percentage is still something that I continue to kind of marvel at. This weekend, doing the math, she was like 16 of 20 or 21. Still leads the country in that category. She's just fun to watch. Yeah,
but she is. And you think, she's not coming out and playing those 40 minutes like a lot of the kids that we contend with. She and Kayla are a 1-2 punch, and it works out great for us. But we found some really good we found her open today. She didn't have to fight for a ton of those. Now, she did work hard for some of those, but I felt like late we did a better job getting her the ball where she didn't have to work for every single one of them.
You'll get a couple days off. I know that'll be much needed here as you try to get ready for the stretch run. Just 4 games left, which is kind of wild to think about, but another road trip. Benji and I were talking these last 4 weeks, you're going to finish with 1 road trip each weekend. There's never a time where it's all or nothing. It's, really
not fun.
Together.
It's not fun, and you, just like we've talked about this last time, we go to Shawnee on Thursday. So do you go up and do you stay? Because if you stay, it pretty much pushes you into a 2-night stay because you can't check out at 12 and do something in Portsmouth, Ohio for 6 hours.
Yeah.
And you really don't want to drive up the day of the game, and it's just a mess. So we're going to drive up and drive back. Hopefully we can do that. And then when you do that, you have to turn around and play a home game where you don't really have an advantage with the travel. And so I'm not sure why we did that. I don't care if they could have given me all away games. I don't care. Just give them to me when it makes more sense for what we're doing.
Coach, congratulations on this one. Take a few days, and we'll get back at it Portsmouth, Ohio on Thursday.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Coach Ginger Highcolvin and the Lady Tigers get the victory here today as they knock off Lindsey Wilson College in the PAL. Final score of this one here today, 75-56. As we take a quick look at the numbers here for the Lady Tigers today, they finished 53.8% from the floor, 28 of 52, 5 of 14 from the three-point line, 35.7%, 14 of 20 at the free throw line, 70% today for CU. For Lindsey Wilson College, 35.7% from the floor, 20 of 56, 7 of 15 from long range for the Blue Raiders, 46%, and 81.8% at the line, 9 of 11. As you can see, some of our replays from today's ball game. Campbellsville gets a game-high 17 from Caitlin Wilkes. She leads the way, 6 rebounds, 7 of 10 from the floor for the Lady Tigers in this one for Wilkes. 15 from Lauren Lee, 7 assists, 4 steals for Lee, 5 of 9 shooting today. Bailey Pettigo also in double figures, 12 points, 3 rebounds, 5 dimes for BP in today's win. 8 points from Maddie Boyle, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 steals. A lot of crooked numbers in her line. She had a couple of Edward Jones threes as well. Campbellsville got 6 points from Sarah Sutton, 5 from Maddie Nally, 4 points from Elizabeth Bertram, 4 more out of the starting lineup for Courtney Pritchett, who is now 4 points shy of 1,000 for her career. We thought she might get it here today, but she'll need at least Thursday in Portsmouth to get that done. 4 rebounds, 5 assists for Swiss in today's game. Campbellsville got, trying to put a bow here on the scoring, 2 each from Kayla Luby and Bree Gowdy. The only 2 Lady Tigers that saw time and failed to score were Paige Serafini and Shelby Beatty, as the Lady Tigers get the win here over Lindsey Wilson College today. The Blue Raiders led in scoring by Lucy Patterson with 16 points. She had 8 rebounds for Lindsey Wilson College, 13 from Leah Oldham, 11 from Jordan Stevens, and a slew of Blue Raiders down around 2 and 3 points. Alira Barbie, Amelia Hodges, Kylie Jackson, Diamond Bryant, Carla Moreno, and Olivia Perry all in the scoring column for Coach Wethington's bunch. Campbellsville in rebounding, a 28-25 advantage here today. The Lady Tigers and Blue Raiders each post 8 on the offensive end. Campbellsville finishing with 22 assists, 13 steals, and 16 turnovers. 15 assists, 6 steals, and 18 turnovers on the Blue Raiders. Enhanced scoring quickly in the paint. Campbellsville a 46-18 advantage. Off turnovers, 19-18 in favor of Lindsey Wilson College. Second chance points, 11-4 in favor of the Blue Raiders. And bench points, 19-11 in favor of CU. Score was tied twice. The lead changed hands 6 times. And Campbellsville's largest advantage was 23. Lindsey Wilson's largest lead was just 2 points, and Campbellsville gets the win by 19 here today, 75-56. We've got men's action coming your way here in just a bit. The Tigers and Blue Raiders coming up as Campbellsville vacates the floor. They'll try to pick up win number 2 this season over Lindsey Wilson College here in the Powell Center. We'll step away, take a timeout, come back and bring you men's coverage here. You're following the Tigers on the Campbellsville University Sports Network.
When I got the opportunity to get her, there wasn't no choice. I told myself, I'm going to take custody of my daughter. It's my baby. That's what we're supposed to do as men. take care of our home, build a foundation, you know what I'm saying?